Lee Anderson, the Tory MP, of course, you'll be familiar with him. He's been speaking out today saying that he believes that one of the reasons that people are struggling so much is basically they're not as resourceful as perhaps they could be and as people once were. He talks about his former life, his earlier life, and he talks about many aspects, actually, Marty. He gives loads of different examples. People used to grow food, people used to take on extra work, they used to do all manner of different things. What do you make to what he said?
I think Lee Anderson's appointment as Deputy Chair of the Conservatives has been inspired because people cannot help themselves but react to everything he says. You know, he makes people's heads rotate on the other side of the chamber. The liberal media can't sort of leave him alone. And I think he's got an excellent point. So again, as Aaron said, no, full disclosure, I stood against Lee Anderson in Ashfield. My mum's lived there for 25 years. I'm from the same part of the world as him. He was a coal miner. My dad was a miner. He talks about going to caravan holidays in Skegness. That's how I spent my childhood. And my father and his grandfather, and all of us grew vegetables and we got by because we came from an era of genuine poverty, post-war poverty, where the country was on its knees and self-sustenance was a virtue. And also, we were taught at school how to cook. My mother was a home economics teacher. We were taught how to make good and mend, how to get by. And we certainly weren't a community. There was full work then for those who wanted it, who depended on benefits. And we have a societal flip on its head of that situation now. And I think Lee has got a point. To live in denial of the fact that people use food banks while also buying McDonald's, as he says here, is to be in denial of reality. It just does happen. Now, that doesn't mean that people are scrounging and taking the mickey out of the system. It just does happen. And I think he's got a very good point. We should be teaching. When he says, let's cook meals for 30p, he's called 30p Lee and the sort of six bob knob, as they call him. But when Jack Monroe says it on the left, she's a hero of the working classes. And I think this comes down to something quite fundamental, and that is the Liberal left cannot stand a Conservative sticking up for the working classes and talking truth.